Hey everybody, this is Coin Roll Hunter, and today we're going to be searching pennies with a little bit of a twist, at least for me anyway. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, this is James, and you're watching my channel, Coin Roll Hunter. Today I'm going to be hunting pennies. I've got 20 rolls of pennies. It's a little bit different today, a bit of a departure for the channel. You'll see on these rolls, they say US. Now, pennies don't circulate in Canada. I can still get some from my banks. I'm fortunate enough that they'll sell them to me if they come in. They're supposed to send them back to the mint to get melted, but sometimes you can get your hands on them, so just ask. But what I've got here are all rolls that actually have US enders. So from what I can see, these might be all US coins, and I think these ones that are actually marked US, they're from different customers. These are rolls I've actually accumulated over probably the last couple of years, and what I wanted to do was a full US hunt. So we're gonna do what we normally do. I've got copper cup, and I've got a cup here for the zinc cents. I've got my tools here. I've got my scale, which is important for determining if my 1982s are copper or zinc. I've got my US Red Book to help me identify some of the major varieties. I don't know them all off by heart. There are many, many varieties that I don't know, but I'm going to be looking for some of the more common ones, or more well-known ones anyway. And of course, we're looking to see if we can find some old stuff while we get some wheat cents. So this should be fun, and I just got to dig in and see. I'm not expecting to make any upgrades in my US penny collection because I've got some great examples that I've got from trades. But you never know what you're going to find in here. If we find an old wheat cent key date, well, you never know. Fingers crossed, as always. Let's dive into this and see what we can find. So we're going to start with this one here. It's marked US. It's in a homemade roll. What I want to do is just see, is this in fact all US pennies? And we'll know pretty quickly if I have a look, and it looks like it is going to be all US cents. So that's cool. I'll get this straightened up and start to take a look and see what we got. So I'm just a handful of coins in here. So far, everything is copper. Pretty nice looking 1981. Pulled aside a nice looking 1974 Denver. This next one here is from the 50s. It's not a wheat cent. It is a first year Lincoln Memorial 1959 Denver. There is the Lincoln Memorial there. So some older stuff, and well, have a look at that. Another one, but this is a 55, and this is going to be our first wheat cent. So this is a good start already, and I'll put this under the scope to see. I think that's a Denver. Yeah, 1955 Denver, our first wheat cent. We're only 6 or 7 coins in. That's pretty good. Few coins later, and this is what we see. I'll have to take a look and see. I'm going to flip it over, and of course with American coins, I have to remember to flip the correct way. This one here is a 1957 out of Denver. Still making our way through. This is going to be wheat cent number 3. This one, oh, a 1941. It's an oldie, a pretty common one though. Got a 1982 Denver here, so I've put it on the scale and it weighs up copper. The only thing to check for is it the large date or the small date. Put it under the scope here, and we can clearly see this is the large date. It has this straight line down here, and the 2 is quite close to the rim. So that's a common one, but all in all, in pretty good condition. But this one's pretty much just going into our copper pile, which is going to end up in our copper cup here. But so far, we've got a lot of copper and just a couple of zinc cents. Another one was also a 1982 Philadelphia large date, also weighed up at 2.52 grams. Well, have a look at that. We got an oldie, and it's slick. That looks like a 1910, I think. I'll flip it over. You can barely make out the detail. Let's throw that under the scope and see if that is, in fact, a 1910. And it is. So we got a real oldie. So I was hoping we'd find some old wheat cents in here, and we did. That's an awesome start. We're still in just roll number 1. We got 19 more rolls to go. And we're not done yet in that roll. Here's another one. This one is going to be a 1952 Denver. Still going. This is wheat set number 6 here in this roll, 1956 Denver. Very cool. So roll number 2, also marked US, looks to all be US cents, but this one looks like it's already going to have some newer stuff. There's a 2003 zinc cent, so a bit of a different mix than that first roll. Well, looky there, roll number 3 is going to have a foreign, or at least as this US hunt goes, it's going to be a Canadian. We'll take a peek. It is going to be a pretty beat up 1980. I'm going to put that with my Canadian copper pennies. We're just getting into roll number 5, and this is the same, I think, wrapper as the very first roll that we had that we did really well with wheat cents. So let's take a peek here, and it looks like this one is also all going to be all US, and it looks like it could be all copper. So we might be in luck as we go through this. Hopefully we'll find some more oldies like that 1910. So we're only 4 coins in, and we're already going to find a wheat cent in here. So that one looks great. What is it going to be? It's a 1953 Denver. Pretty awesome. And check out the very next coin. Really shiny Lincoln Memorial cent. It's going to be a zinc one, 1983. I don't think it's going to update in my album. It's got some spots on it. Otherwise, got a lot of mint luster. Here's another one. Could this be an oldie as well? It's from the 40s. Just a common 1946, but a 40s wheat penny. I'll take it any day of the week. Still in roll number 5, and what do we got here? Another 1953 Denver. Here's a 1973 in that roll. You can see it's got a slightly misaligned die. There's a lot of rim on the left here of Liberty, but not so much by the date. If I flip it over, it looks fine on the other side, so just slightly misaligned die. Probably doesn't have any extra value. I'll just hold this aside at the moment as a miscellaneous find. Still in that roll, we got another one from the 40s. It's another 1946 out of Philadelphia. Well, we're going to have back-to-back finds in here because we've got a Canadian in this roll, and it's a laureate portrait, so it's older, and you can see the wheat ears right behind it. So we've got a couple of goodies here. The Canadian, it's going to be a 1964, and the wheat cent, that's going to be another 1953 Denver. Cool. Pulled out a few nicer looking coins from roll number 6 here, but I'm pulling you in because we're going to have another wheat cent. This one, a 1958 Denver. We're at a roll number 9 here. We're going to have another wheat cent, and I always hate to guess if it's old, but if I would guess, I would think this one is old. It's pretty grungy, pretty worn, and it's just a 1945. So from the 40s, it's not exactly a spring chicken, but it's not an old wheat cent in the sense of teens or 09 or a 10, but I'll take it. Here's another misaligned die, 1980 Philadelphia. You can see there's almost no rim above In God We Trust and a wide rim at the bottom. And if we flip it over, the other side looks fine. So misaligned die, interesting find. I'll set that aside too. Again, probably not a lot of value. If it was off center and any of the devices were cut off, that's where you see some value. This is probably within mint specifications. There's a really great doubled die you can find on the obverse of a 1995 where that date is really significantly doubled. Reminds me a lot of that famous 1955. And I look for every 1995 that I come across to see if I can find it, and I haven't yet. But I'm really would love to find one of those really cool doubled dies. One you can just see with the naked eye. So we're about halfway through, and I don't know about you, but as I get older, it's getting harder and harder and harder for me to read the tiny little dates on these coins. I've got all sorts of things. I'm using not just one, but sometimes 2 pairs of reading glasses. Of course, I've got this guy here if I need to take a look, and it's filthy, but a little closer. And of course, I've got my scope so I can put things on the big screen. So I'm really excited about something that my friends at Lighthouse Canada sent me that's in this here box. I'm going to open this up and show you because I'm hoping it's going to make my life way easier when I'm doing my coin roll hunts. All right, check this out. This is the Focus Headband Magnifier. 4 different levels of magnification. And yeah, I'm excited. For me particularly because if this works well, it means it'll be hands-free. It's got a light on it, the whole thing. So for me, when I'm doing my videos, of course, I got to keep one hand on the camera, one hand on the coin, and these glasses just aren't cutting it anymore. So I'm hoping that this might be helpful. So I'm going to open it up and take a peek. So this is pretty neat, I have to say. It's got an adjustable headband. It's sort of like a visor. And you can see the magnification at the front. And there's actually another one underneath that flips down if you want to strengthen the magnification, as well as this little eyeglass here that will flip down as well to strengthen it even more if you really want to look close. I'll just put it down here for a second so you can actually see it has an LED light, and that LED light is adjustable. You can flip this whole compartment up or down, and then this little lever here adjusts the light sideways if I don't turn it off. So that's interesting. And yeah, I mean, this would really give you hands-free viewing if your reading glasses like mine aren't strong enough. So I'm going to give this a try for the rest of this hunt. I think it's actually making it easier for me to see the dates, and it's so small. I'm really looking forward to using this on dimes. Of course, if you want to get something like this for yourself, you can actually just use my exclusive discount code CRH20 and get 20% off of your purchase. And they have all sorts of products like this, all sorts of different kinds of magnification tools that you can use. So if you're like me, it's really, really getting difficult to see all of the small details. This is really helpful too. Okay, let's get back to the hunt. Roll number 13 and have a look at this 1976 in there. That is just gorgeous. And it looks like we've got a whole lot of copper in this particular roll as well. And just a few coins back, a gorgeous 1979 Philadelphia. And we're going to be back on the wheat cents, this one here. And you can see I've been painting. I took a little time out to paint. I can't get it all off my hands, so just going to have to bear with it. But we got a wheat cent. And this one is a 1952 Denver with some corrosion. Roll number 14, and we're going to have another wheat cent here. Let's see what this is going to be. This is a 1955. We got to put that under the scope. Maybe we got that double die. That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Well, maybe next time. Roll 15, yet another wheat cent. We are on a roll, and this one is a 1950 Denver. And actually, no mint mark, you probably saw that, just a bit of gunk on there. So 1950 Philadelphia. Same roll, there's another one, obverse facing, 1945 Philly. Very last coin of that roll, and it's a pretty nice looking 1973 Denver. Roll 16, another wheat cent, and this one looks like it could be older, but we've been fooled before. And I can't even quite see the date. We're going to have to put this one under the scope. Pretty scratched up, but if you look at that, that's an S minted coin. That's San Francisco Mint 1946 S. Well, there's another beaut, a 1968, and it just looks gorgeous. Set that aside for sure. And look what roll number 17 has for us here. Another really nice one, a 1969 Denver. We're finding some really beautiful coins here, even some nice copper. And another oldie, this time from the 30s. We've got one from the teens. Now we've got the 30s, 40s, and 50s. Can we find something in the 20s? We got a few more rolls to go, and we seem to be doing pretty well here. I just took out roll number 18, and somehow we got a roll of Canadian mixed in here, and I don't know how that happened, but we're going to start with a laureate portrait here. It's going to be a 1964. That's cool, and it looks like there's a fair amount of copper, so we could have some oldies in here too. You never know. Just 5 or 6 coins back, we are going to have another oldie here. This one, 1959. We see a 66 behind here, so who knows? There's some from the 80s as well. But look at that. We've got another one here. 1961. Well, I'll keep going on through here and see if there's anything cool. There's another laureate portrait, 1960. If ever there was a roll of Canadian coins that we wanted to get mixed into this hunt, just to round things out a bit, it would be one with a King George VI. So this one here from 1941. That's awesome. And just a couple behind it, another 1964 laureate portrait. Getting towards the end, this one's pretty slick here. What's it gonna be? Another one from the 50s, 1957. That's 2 from the 50s we've got in this roll. And would you take a look at that? At the end of this roll, we're going to get a wheat cent. It's a 1957 Denver. The only U.S. cent in this roll is going to be a wheat cent. Just opening up roll number 19, and do you see that? We got a wheat cent ender. That ender's got a little bit of gunk on it, but it's going to be a 1948 Philadelphia. And another one just behind it here. This one here, a 1947 Denver as well. I'll take a peek of that under the scope. Yep, Denver. So I was most of the way through this roll, and I thought roll number 20, our last roll, was going to leave us high and dry, but not so. Check it out. Another wheatie. This time, 1951 Denver. Wow, 20 rolls hunted. We got a bunch of copper, at least a cup and probably a half when we include all of our finds in here. I said at the beginning I didn't expect to get any upgrades for my US album, but I found tons of really nice ones. Shield cents, Lincoln Memorial cents, zinc cents, as well as some copper cents, some nice bright and shiny ones. And I think particularly some of my Denver minted coins the later years aren't very good. So there might be some upgrades. So hey, you never know. But I'm going to organize this because we got a ton of wheat cents and we want to see what we got. I'll be right back. Okay, well, here's how we did. We got lots of American copper, as I said, as well as a good little pile of Canadian copper as well. 2 full cups of zinc cents. I'll roll those up and I'll get those to my friend Brent Mackey. He takes these to the States and spends them. And of course, I buy all of the silver that he finds. So we just kind of trade that stuff off. We got a bunch of really nice US copper cents, starting here with a 68, a 69D, into the 70s, a 71D, 73, 73D, 74D, 76, 79, 80, 82. That 1980 is one of those misaligned dies that we looked at earlier. And we got one roll of Canadians. We got a bunch of stuff in there too. 57, 59, 60, 61, a few 1964s, and even a King George VI, 1941. And we got a whole bunch of zinc cents. I'm going to check against my album, see if any of these might upgrade. I'll do that right in a moment. But the wheat cents were what I was hoping to find, and did we ever find them? We got 23 wheat cents. A whole bunch in the 50s here, a good run of dates. We got a bunch in the 40s. Our 2 oldest, though, that 1934 and that pretty slick 1910. Wow. Okay, I'm going to grab my Lincoln cent album, and I'm going to see if any of these might fill a spot. So in my Whitman folder, my Whitman album starting in 1996, everything is pretty nice. I don't have the S-minted proofs. The one that we might have been able to upgrade would have been the 2012D. This one got a little bit of spots in there. It's hard to see. And I don't have a 2014D, and I don't think that I pulled a 2014D out of these rolls. So we're going to have to wait on that one. And we've got everything right up until 2022. So the newer stuff, 2023s and 2024s, we'll be looking for those, but not in here. But there are a few in here that are from earlier, from the 80s and earlier 90s. We'll check my other folder. So I have a 1910 in here. We're not going to fill that spot, and I don't think that we'll fill up my 1934. You can see I got a lot of stuff. I'm missing a lot of the key dates, of course. But once I get into, and there was that 34, much better than the one that I just pulled out today. Once we get into the 40s, we start to get some really nice cents here, and into the 50s for sure. Still looking for that 1955 double die obverse. We didn't get it today, but you never know. So we'll have to look and see if any of the ones that we got here are going to fill a spot. It's really just the S minted coins that I'm missing, and we'll see if any of these will upgrade. Some of these are looking pretty nice, of course. And I had said I thought that some of my Denver minted coins weren't great. There's an 89D that I think we can do better. I've got an 89D on the desk right there we found today. I think that's going to upgrade this album a little bit. Some other ones from the D mint, 1991, 1993, we could potentially upgrade. So there's that 89D in there. You know what? I'll take it. I didn't think I'd get any upgrades, and we actually did. So I think we've done pretty well in here. I'll check against any of these other bright shiny ones though, because this 75D, no, we don't have a 75D there. 7060, no, we didn't pull a 7060. So you know what? Just check the 68 and 69. I think I got some really nice ones in here. So I'll hold on to some of these really nice coppers. Probably these guys, unless there are any that are just pristine, are going to go back. But we found tons of wheat cents, and as I said, These are rolls that I've found from the bank that looked to be or were marked as full US coins. I just kind of set them aside, hoping to look through them when I had enough of them, and I finally did. And it was a great hunt. It was better than I expected. I hope you enjoyed it. A little something different on my channel, a US penny hunt. I know there's no shortage of those on YouTube, but not so many on my channel, and I really enjoy it. So if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, Coin Roll Hunter, please give the video a like and please subscribe to the channel. And I'll just move these aside, and there's my YouTube logo right there, my channel sticker. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. I always appreciate it. Have a great day, and we'll see you again next time. The sponsors of today's video are Lighthouse Canada and the Charlton Press. Lighthouse Canada is the leading supplier of high-quality numismatic supplies in Canada, and the Charlton Press is the leading publisher of coin and paper money catalogs and price guides for Canadian collectors. Go check out their online stores today and use the exclusive discount code CRH20 for 20% off all your purchases.